Coming up tonight, SUNY Oswego prepares for the 2019 Media Summit.
And former Oswego Tree Advisory Board member John Ashline is running for the City Council's 3rd Ward.
And a Syracuse man is found not guilty in the fatal shooting of a 12-year-old boy.
WTOP 10 Nightly News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to WTOP 10 Nightly News. I'm Matthews Frank.
And I'm Jamie Kane.
The 15th annual Louis B. O'Donnell Media Summit is tomorrow at 3 p.m. in Waterman Theater at SUNY Oswego. The yearly panel will discuss how the media has transformed since the Media Summit was founded 15 years ago. Spectrum News anchor Christina Dominguez, USA Today watchdog reporter Doug Schneider, senior editor of Vox Jennifer Williams, and senior MSNBC producer Sharon Newman will be among the panelists. The panel will be moderated by Candace Gibson, who is a new anchor of MSNBC Live on weekends.
Students who attend the Media Summit will also get the chance to network with many recent alumni, including digital content manager at Safe Horizon, Rufaro Mutombo, and News 12 New York anchor Marissa Sarbach. There will also be an on-air talent workshop in the morning, followed by an empowering women panel and network coaching. For more information about the summit, visit mediasummit.org.
Yesterday, a man from Solvay admitted to a hate crime that took place in February 2018. David Brooks admitted to calling the victim the N-word several times and smashing his passenger side window with his wife and kids in the car. Brooks was offered probation and racial awareness training if he pled guilty to a felony. Brooks instead pled guilty to a misdemeanor and has been sentenced to 12 weekends in jail while serving probation.
Former Oswego Tree Advisory Board member Jonathan Ashline is running for Oswego City Council's 3rd Ward. Ashline was one of 4 members of the advisory board who resigned 2 weeks ago after a decision by Mayor Billy Barlow to remove oak and maple trees on West 1st Street in favor of Japanese lilac trees, without consulting the board. Ashline says he wants to encourage an open dialogue among City Council regarding the environment.
I've always been environmentally conscious. I attended the climate strike on campus a couple of weeks ago. My vision in the future would be to have a city council that includes everyone from the community, hears all of the voices, and considers the impact on our environment that each one of our decisions have.
Today, SUNY Oswego students pledged to help fight sexual assault on campuses by signing the It's On Us pledge. The pledge has been taken by students from more than 550 colleges. Oswego students who signed the pledge received a free t-shirt saying It's On Oz, incorporating a popular SUNY Oswego nickname. The event was held from 10 a.m. until t-shirts ran out this morning.
Dramatic video out of New York shows a man escape through the open back window of a police cruiser. He was one of several people detained while authorities looked for a suspect involved in a shooting in Manhattan's Upper West Side. We must note the man in the video is not a suspect in the shooting. Police were investigating. Jim Dolan reports.
After a shooting on the street this afternoon, police arrested a number of people outside the Amsterdam houses, one of whom was put in the back of a cruiser, his hands cuffed in front of him. Watch this exclusive video shot by Eyewitness News photographer Mark Van Shea.
Guys out! Officers!
The man climbed out of the open window and, still handcuffed, bolted. First, one officer tackled him to the ground. Within a few seconds, several others helped out as the suspect kept struggling on the ground. They all grappled for a couple of minutes until eventually officers literally carried the man away. All this played out just a few minutes after school let out, so some kids saw it all.
Apparently the window was open, so he jumped out headfirst out of the window, sprinted in the middle of the street, and then a bunch of police officers chased after him, tackled him, and
Was in the car.
Yeah, climbed out of the car, headfirst, into the middle of the street.
That's when he was tackled.
That's when he was apprehended.
Take a look again. The man in handcuffs climbs out of the police cruiser and makes a run for it. He didn't get very far before first one officer and then others came in as backup.
The police officer who tackled the man received treatment for a leg injury. Authorities say no arrests were made in connection with the shooting. Police were on the scene to investigate.
Earlier today, a Syracuse man was found not guilty for the shooting and death of 12-year-old boy James Springer III. 20-year-old Jonathan Pizarro supposedly fired his gun about 12 times into a house on John Street, with one of the bullets hitting and killing the young boy. Pizarro was supposedly ordered by Alberto Panay to fire the gun. Panay was charged with second-degree murder, but instead pled guilty on weapon charges to avoid a life sentence.
A second murder trial will be held for Dr. Robert Newlander, who is accused of murdering his wife in 2012 and attempting to make it look like an accident. He was found guilty and was sentenced to 20 years to life. However, his conviction was overturned in June 2018 as a juror messaged people about the case while the trial was in progress. Newlander is currently out on bail.
Wegmans Grocery heads downstate as they are set to open a new store this Sunday in New York City. The store will open at 7 a.m. in Brooklyn Yard and will feature a market cafe, self-serve stations that serve both hot and cold food, and a bar that will serve wine, beer, and other cocktails. Wegmans is expected to employ more than 500 people at this new location. Coming up later tonight, top diplomat Bill Taylor gives impeachment investigators details on Trump's Ukraine dealings.
And former U.S. President Jimmy Carter is in the hospital after falling in his Georgia home.
Now let's take a quick look at the weather with Storm Team 10 meteorologist Liam Healy. Liam, is the rain doing good to clear up for us?
Yeah, that rain's finally starting to clear up for you here. This is what's been causing all that rain here, a low pressure system spinning out above Michigan. Taking it right back to home, though, we're looking right here in Oswego. The rain's finally moving up, but we have the chance for scattered showers through the rest of the week. I'll have your full forecast coming up in just a little bit. And welcome back from the break. You're watching WTOV 10 Nightly News. I'm Storm Team 10 Chief Meteorologist Liam Healy. Rain's finally moving out of the area. It's been raining since about 2 p.m. right here in Oswego. Finally moving its way out of here, but we do have the chance for some scattered showers later in the week. So our precipitation, this is from Syracuse, 0.47 inches, and that was at 5:18. So we definitely could see that that would have increased a bit more. Probably looking at closer to 0.55 or maybe even 0.6 inches falling today. So we're doing pretty good on the month. We're a little bit above average, actually. So 1.40 inches above average for the month of October. And we're only it's October 22nd, so we still have a bit to go. And on the year, we're about 7.25 inches above average. So it's definitely been a pretty wet year and a wet month for us here in the central New York. So checking out tomorrow, we're watching some clouds and maybe some scattered showers. This is Wednesday about 5 a.m. Really what we're going to be watching for, just a lot of clouds in your morning commute. Fog really isn't a risk tomorrow, so we got that going for us as well. We had a pretty foggy day the other day. But we do have the chance for some scattered showers throughout the day. These are going to be lake effect showers. So, you know, it is fall, but, you know, we aren't in winter yet, but we do get those chance for lake effect showers here and there. And these clouds are mainly lake effect clouds too. So they're going to be pretty low. You're not going to be seeing too many high clouds. Down until you get into Thursday, though, you see some of these higher clouds start to move in around Thursday, 12 a.m. as high pressure begins to settle into the area. We're not really expecting too much in the way of showers here, but we are expecting our winds to really start picking up around this time. So, and as you head into our headlines, you know, getting used to the weekend, we're drying out for right now. You saw that on the Futurecast there. But we're breezy through Thursday, so we're really watching for these winds to start picking up as you go through the rest of the day, and showers to start out your weekend. So we're going to talk about that when we get to our 7-day there. Now, these winds are going to be pretty strong throughout the next couple of days. This is about Wednesday, 1 p.m. Look at 22 miles an hour in Oswego, 24 in Williamston. And it's not even just kept to the lakeshore either. We're really watching these winds come out all the way through the inland areas too. So we're watching these strong gusts possible all day on Wednesday. Now, as you head into later in the day, you see these winds pick up once again, and especially again inland, 31 miles an hour in Harrisburg. It's really not just a lakeshore that we're worried about for these high wind events. Could see a couple small tree limbs snap with these and really start seeing those leaves really start to come off the trees, maybe clogging up the storm drains for those showers on Saturday. Could see a couple maybe slight isolated areas of flooding. So as you get into Thursday, you see these winds continually still pretty strong, staying around 15 to 25 mile an hour gusts across the entire area. But Friday, really, we may see some showers, but it's going to be a nicer day with those winds finally starting to die down. Now, as you head into tomorrow, you're going to see those chance showers, 57 degrees. Gusts, again, 25 plus miles an hour. That's really what we're watching for. And see that southwest wind? That could actually help us to get a little bit above 57 degrees tomorrow. So we could have another run at 60. That could be a nice little update to our weather recently. So Wednesday, again, chance showers. And Thursday, Friday, kind of getting into those strong winds again. Friday, we're getting into your weekend. We have that shower chance. Weekend looks nice, though. We are heading into a little bit of cooler than average temperatures for this time of year. Normally, we're around 57 to 58 degrees. So that beginning of the work week, 55, 53, starting to drop a little bit below average. You're watching WTOP 10 Nightly News. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to WTOP 10 Nightly News. House Democrats say U.S. diplomat Bill Taylor offered a, quote, disturbing portrayal of President Donald Trump's Ukraine dealings in a closed-door testimony to impeach investigators. Democrats are describing Taylor's testimony as crucial, saying that if he not only filed in many of the holes created by previous testimony and depositions, but also drew a, quote, direct line between the president's demand for investigation by the Ukrainians into his political rivals and U.S. military aid.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says there are 20 confirmed cases of a rare polio-like virus in the U.S. so far this year, and new leads as to what may be behind it are pointing towards a common, typically harmless virus. Meredith Wood has more in today's Health Minute.
Researchers have new hope in pinpointing what is behind the scary polio-like illness that impacts children. Acute flaccid myelitis, or AFM, usually occurs around this time of year and mainly affects children. According to a study published in the journal Natural Medicine, a virus could be the culprit, specifically enterovirus strains D68 and A71. Using a virus hunting tool, scientists examined the spinal fluid of patients for an immune response to thousands of viruses. Of the 42 patients with AFM that were tested, 70% had antibodies from those two strains of the enterovirus. What's still unclear, however, is why a virus that causes 10 to 15 million infections a year in the U.S. only causes paralysis in less than 1% of infected children. Early symptoms of enteroviruses mirror those of a common cold: cough, congestion, fever, before becoming more concerning.
What is alarming and what very frightening is that they suddenly develop weakness. Typically it's in an arm or a leg, but it sort of comes out of the blue.
For some children, that weakness can turn into paralysis as the virus causes inflammation in the spinal cord. That paralysis or weakness can be reversed over time in some cases. For today's Health Minute, I'm Meredith Wood.
Enteroviruses are fairly common, causing cold-like symptoms such as fever and runny nose. The CDC says there are 10 to 15 million enteroviruses infections every year in the U.S.
Former U.S. President Jimmy Carter has another fall at his home in Plains, Georgia. Deanna Congilo, a spokeswoman for Carter, says he has a fractured pelvis and in the hospital for treatment and observation. Congilo described the fracture as minor. She also said that the 95-year-old was in good spirits at the Phoebe Sumter Medical Center after the fall, and that he was looking forward to recovering at home.
President Trump's 2020 re-election bid might be in danger as the U.S. may be heading towards a recession. Many blue-collar jobs are being lost, with factories shutting down all around the country. Woodmode, a family-owned cabinet factory in Pennsylvania, shut down, giving employees who had worked at the company for years a few minutes to leave. Many Wall Street economists believe that the manufacturing business is heading towards a recession.
Boris Johnson failed to fast-track his withdrawal agreement bill throughout Parliament in a major setback for the UK Prime Minister, meaning his dream of an October 34 Brexit now seems seriously unlikely. The Prime Minister did, however, claim a victory in principle after the bill passed its second reading in the House of Commons. After 3 years of agonizing Brexit debates, it's the first time lawmakers agreed on a way forward.
Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, is heading into a second term. His victory was a personal win as well, since Trudeau had been battling many accusations. During his campaign, crowds would flock to events for him, and even if they were reluctant voters, they believed he was the best option to lead the country. The campaign focused mainly on personalities and a lack of political debate.
The Washington Nationals take on the Astros in Houston for Game 1 of the World Series Tuesday night. For one of the Nationals star third baseman Anthony Rendon, Houston represents a homecoming. Reporter John Gonzalez paid a visit to Rendon's old high school where he is fondly remembered.
And it's an absolute pleasure to have Anthony Rendon, who plays for the Washington Nationals, come home and play in a World Series.
David Munoz has been the head baseball coach here at Lamar High School in Houston for 8 years. The school mascot changed a few years back from the Redskins to the Texans. The coach made sure this week to speak to his former third baseman before the start of the World Series.
Like always, very calm, very relaxed, laughing, giggling a lot. And when I asked him what and how he was doing and handling everything, he said, "It's been a lot of fun, Coach."
He says Anthony Rendon was a stellar student, but an unforgettable player. Skills and talent that have inspired today's student athletes here to always strive for greatness.
We got the same gray shirt, blue letter Lamar baseball, just the culture here. It's really big, and just see him succeed is really cool.
Playing on the same field, hitting in the same cages, and it's really cool to think that now he's playing at the highest level, and someday that could be someone like me.
This might not go over well here in the Lone Star State, but Coach Munoz says he has no choice but to root for the visitors.
I'm absolutely torn up. There's not a jersey around that can have both the Nats and the Astros on the same side. But I'm not going to lie, having a kid playing a World Series is special. I'm pulling for Anthony.
The Washington Nationals take on the Astros in Houston for Game 1 of the World Series Tuesday night. For one of the Nationals, third baseman Anthony Rendon, Houston represents a homecoming. Reporter John Gonzalez paid a visit to Rendon's old high school where he is fondly remembered. Speaking of baseball, let's hear from Aaron Valentino.
Aaron, can you give us a quick preview?
Thanks, guys. When we come back, I'll have the latest on the Oswego volleyball team. And what high honor did the Oswego State basketball team get now? Find out after the break. You're watching WTOP 10 Nightly News. Welcome back to WTOP 10 Nightly News. I'm Aaron Valentino with your sports update. The Oswego State men's basketball team is ranked 23rd by Division III's monthly newsletter, D3 News. The newsletter also predicted the Lakers will defend their title as SUNYAC champions and make yet another NCAA tournament appearance. Oswego State went 24-6 last season and posted a 15-3 record in conference play. Their season tips off November 15th against Ithaca. Moving now to volleyball as the Oswego State Lakers look to continue their 6-game winning streak tomorrow against Wells College. Wells comes into this one 8-18 overall, but 5-3 in their conference, while the Lakers are 18-6 with a 5-2 record in the conference, and they've clinched the SUNYAC playoff spot. They will go into this one looking to boost their confidence with a big weekend ahead, taking on SUNYAC rivals Brockport and Geneseo. Tonight, the Buffalo Sabres will look to continue their red-hot start against the San Jose Sharks. The Sabres have started the year 7-1-1 and currently sit at the top of the Atlantic Division. As for the Sharks, they have not gotten to the off to the start they wanted, as they are 3-5 and are 7th in the Pacific Division. Puck drop for this one is at 7 o'clock in Buffalo. NBA tip-off is tonight, but the Brooklyn Nets, they'll have to wait till tomorrow to start their season against the Timberwolves. Brooklyn is coming off a 42-40 season and a playoff appearance. With new additions of Kyrie Irving and center DeAndre Jordan, the Nets are looking to move up in the ranks of the Eastern Conference. Tip-off tomorrow for this one is at 7:30 against Minnesota in the Barclays Center. Let's go down to MetLife Stadium to see how the Jets fared on Monday Night Football. We're just going to get right started here. Pitch, Sony Michel, touchdown, 7-0. It was a great day for Sony Michel and the Patriots. They go up 7-0. And a very rough night for Sam Darnold. That's one pick of the night to Devin McCourty. Jets already down 7-0 early, and now it's going to be 10-0 here. Tom Brady, the GOAT, gets back to work, drops back in the pocket, throws deep. Dorsett! What a catch behind Tremaine Johnson. And the Patriots, they're going to go up 17-0 in MetLife. Here we go. Sony Michel, you know the drill. Once again in for the touchdown. And the Patriots, they are just dominating this one 24-0. Sam Darnold again drops back, throws off his back foot, and into the Patriots defense. Don't really know what he was doing there. A rough night for Darnold and the Jets, and it just continues. Bad snap. bats it into the end zone. You can't do that. That's a safety. Patriots are going to score again. It's 26-0. And Sony Michel, here he is once again. He punches that one in, his third touchdown of the night. The Patriots move to 7-0, win 33-0. Jets 1-5. It's been a rough start for them so far this year.
Aaron, do you have an update for the World Series game currently going on?
Yes, World Series tonight. Astros 2-1 at the end of the third. Washington Nationals making their first appearance in the World Series tonight. Ryan Zimmerman, longtime player of them, able to get them on the board with a home run. Down right now, though. Also, Trey Turner, Taco Bell, doing their steal a base, steal a taco tomorrow. From 2 to 6 tomorrow. Taco Bell, free Doritos Locos Taco. Make sure you do that. And thanks for Trey Turner.
How's the weather looking, Liam?
Pretty much the same as it always has been. It's been raining all day, and it's still raining now, but it's on its way out finally. We do see a couple scattered showers popping in behind it, and we are looking for some scattered showers to pop through the area tomorrow. Watch out for that on your evening and morning commutes.
This weekend, you guys excited? Lakers hockey, second preseason game of the season against Nathers. They played a great game against Carleton last Saturday.
I'm so upset. I missed the first game.
It was very good.
I had a conference. I had to host a dinner.
You missed the teal game.
So are you guys planning to attend the media summit tomorrow?
Yes, Media Summit. Very excited for that one. It's going to be a lot of fun tomorrow. So many different people, a lot of different, panelists. Excited to meet everyone and do some networking.
Well, network for me, guys. Unfortunately, I have 2 exams tomorrow. I can't attend. So
Liam, missing teal game, missing the Media Summit. Come on, man.
I'm a busy man. What can I say?
Yeah, busy.
Good luck on those exams tomorrow.
Thank you.
That's our report for tonight. Be sure to stay tuned for Nerd Herd.
Thank you for watching. Have a great night, everyone.